As time goes on, Travis Kelce continues to receive offers that he is interested in accepting. As a result of his second consecutive victory in the Super Bowl and his developing friendship with Taylor Swift, the chief star of the Kansas City Chiefs has been inundated with potential deals, as reported by the United States Sun. An astounding 50 companies are vying for his signature, despite the fact that the 34-year-old is already employed by companies such as Amazon, Pfizer, and Lumhansberg Diamonds. On the other hand, the American sportswear giant Nike, which already has Kelce on their roster in North America, is interested in having him serve as the face of their new advertisements in Asia. After 6 shows that were completely sold out, Taylor just recently performed in Singapore, where she wowed the crowd. The executives at Nike believe that having Kelce appear on billboards and in advertisements will result in a significant increase in revenue due to the fact that she is connected to the cruel summer star. It is because of this relationship that football is gaining more and more popularity. An individual who is aware of the situation claims that his reputation has skyrocketed over the course of the past few months. In addition to the fact that he is currently being considered as one of the primary athletes to represent the brand in the upcoming campaigns that will take place in this region of the world. As a result of his meteoric rise in popularity and his relationship with Taylor Swift, he has been able to acquire a significant number of new followers in Asia, as stated in the information that has been provided. Kelce, who is currently in the 3rd year of a $57 million deal that will expire at the end of the following NFL season, is truly bringing home the bacon. The deal expired at the end of the previous season. His New Heights podcast is currently in competition with Joe Rogan for the title of the most popular podcast in the world, and advertisers from all over the world are taking notice of this competition. Additionally, Calvin Klein is considering the possibility of recruiting him as a representative for their brand, and they are interested in having him represent their brand, in order to act as a representative of the brand for a period of 3 years. They are interested in making bumper deals with him. And not only do they want him to model for advertisements in the United States and internationally, but they also want him to model for advertisements in other countries. Additionally, Kelce and Swift have recently been presented with an offer of many millions of dollars by Singapore Airlines in order for them to become brand ambassadors for the airline. This comes after her Eras tour, which was a huge success, included a stop in Singapore, where she was a pop sensation. It has been reported by a source who spoke with the United States Sun that the power couple is the ideal candidate to serve as ambassadors for Singapore on the international stage. As an additional point of interest, the source mentioned that the presence of both of them in Singapore for a couple of days is a significant event and that it will have a significant impact on the economy. In addition, they stated that we have never seen an artist who has been able to garner such a large number of followers and assist a nation in generating a significant amount of revenue and business in such a short period of time. According to a report by the source, the airline was responsible for transporting approximately 200,000 Swifties in the days leading up to her performances at the beginning of March. The agreement that was supposedly proposed to Kelce and Swift was rumored to be worth $3.2 million over the course of 2 years. Swift traveled to Australia after they had just returned from a short trip to Singapore. They had just returned from their trip. Kelce's trip to Sydney, where he saw her perform at Accor Stadium, was part of a tip that, according to him, did not let him down despite his expectations. At some point, Kelce accompanied her on a flight to Sydney. While he was talking to his brother Jason on their New Heights podcast, he made the following statement: "I'm pretty sure the crowds over there are already rowdy. I have a strong suspicion that the Australians are known to be quite rowdy. For them, having a good time is important. It is important to me to enjoy myself." Even though they were only marginally louder than the crowd in Argentina, it was still noticeable that they were performing. And that was something that I did not anticipate happening because Argentina was so obnoxious and they were interested in something. The primary airline and tourist board of Singapore offered Taylor Swift and Travis a multi-million-dollar deal as a result of the success of their performance in Singapore. This was made possible by the fact that the performance was so successful. There is a person who is close to the negotiations, and the Sun has spoken to that person. During the Asia leg of her Eras tour, the celebrity duet reportedly had such a great and lucrative effect that officials in Singapore are eager to strike while the iron is hot. This information comes from a source that provides this information. According to The Insider, Taylor and Travis are the ideal candidates to represent Singapore on the international stage as ambassadors for the country. The insider also mentioned that the fact that both of them are in Singapore for a couple of days is a significant event for the country, and that it will have a significant impact on the economy overall. He expressed his enthusiasm by saying, "We have never had an artist that attracts so many fans and helps a country generate so much business and money in such a short amount of time. That is something that we have never seen before." In preparation for her performance schedule, which included 6 gigs in the country earlier this month, the source claims that Singapore Airlines transported nearly 200,000 Swifties to the country. This was done in advance of her performance schedule. In addition, a deal currently under consideration is one that would be worth $3.2 million over the course of 2 years. The airline plans to use them as brand ambassadors for overseas markets and in commercials, which is being hailed as a fantastic move for Singapore. In addition, the airline plans to use them in commercials. Those in Singapore are praising this decision as a phenomenal step forward for the country. According to estimates, the tourism industry in Southeast Asia generates a total of $22 billion in revenue each year. A business consultant who works in Singapore's Business and Tourism Department and who has been working on the offering is of the opinion that including the Cruel Summer singer and her partner in the mix is the ideal way to go about things. The insider expressed their thoughts to The Sun, stating that they are both wonderful people, that their love is so contagious and that everyone loves them. They have a very dynamic and ambitious personality, and they are also very contemporary and cheerful. They have a very optimistic outlook on life. This kind of statement is completely in line with the philosophy that the nation adheres to. She made her only stop in the region, which was Singapore, where she performed 6 performances at the National Stadium. This was her only stop in the region after her performance in Australia. As a result of the concert's tremendous success, Singapore became the object of envy throughout the entire Asian region. It would be a fantastic opportunity to have both of them serve as ambassadors, and I sincerely hope that we are able to successfully close those deals. They are held in such high esteem by the people of Singapore. In order to attend Taylor Swift's performance in Singapore, Kelce traveled more than 9,500 miles. While she was there, she was seen having a wonderful time among the crowd. During the time that Taylor Swift was performing Look What You Made Me Do, there was video that went viral that showed the tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs dancing with his friends. The most recent trip that Travis Kelce took to Australia was discussed in an open and honest manner. As part of her Eras tour, the Kansas City Chiefs star recently traveled to Australia to watch his girlfriend Taylor perform in Sydney. The concert was part of Taylor's European tour. Travis remarked that he thought Sydney had an atmosphere that was similar to that of Miami, and he referred to Sydney as beautiful. He and Taylor went on a day trip to the Sydney Zoo, which he described as being a fun experience with Taylor. He mentioned that he particularly enjoyed the exotic animals, which included a variety of creatures such as alligators, tigers, red pandas, and kangaroos, among others. The quarterback has won the Super Bowl 3 times. To tell you the truth, however, the kangaroos were quite adorable. When asked about his experience, Travis responded, "I had a close encounter with a red panda. It appeared to be a sociable raccoon." In addition, he recalled that the zookeeper who was guiding them around had transformed the red panda into an escape artist over the course of their introduction. It was revealed that he had the opinion that this thing had just received a great deal of praise from me before. In addition, Travis described the experience of petting a rhino as terrifying. He explained that the rhino had just finished running around in mud and that it felt like I was putting my hand on a plastered wall. The rhino was quite sturdy. An additional question that Jason posed to Travis concerned aerial photographs that were taken during the trip and showed Taylor. A clarification was provided by Travis, stating that there were actual helicopters flying around. The reason for all of this is, of course, because Taylor is the most incredible and best thing that could possibly exist, Jason said in response. Within the context of the show, Travis appeared to be having a wonderful time. He stated that Sydney did not fail to meet his expectations. In addition, Travis mentioned that Taylor enjoys performing in Australia because of the enthusiastic crowds that are present there and how much they are into the show. It would appear that Travis intends to return to Australia with the primary intention of traveling to Melbourne in order to visit his friends. You've reached the end of this video, everyone. I will see you again soon.